It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gonna tell you what they know.
He threw for 2 TDs and 2 interceptions. A total of 4 turnovers on the day for the Buffalo Bills. Stephon Diggs, we had 23 yards and 2 TDs. That's about it that I got. What you got, Nudda?
Actually, just to chime in on that, Jonathan Taylor actually had 200 all-purpose. He
200
had
all
19
purpose.
receiving and
There we
a
go.
receiving touchdown, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
He put the team on his back tonight and did what he needed to do. Buffalo didn't come out, capitalize on too much. They did what they needed to do. What y'all think?
Uh, it looked like the Colts defense looked like it's pretty real. It's starting to pick up steam, and that JT boy, he's special. Jesus, whoever got him in fantasy football today is happy.
Yeah, they were.
He probably single-handedly won it for y'all today. Whoever got him.
Oh, Travis. Yeah, he's playing me this week. Dude had 50 points, man.
Golly.
Dude had 50 points, man. You know, I'm losing like I'm
Yeah,
taking my hand today.
you
Yeah.
know,
Go ahead, bro.
the Bills, you at home. I mean, granted, they've been on the slide, but you at the crib, man.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take care of business. Pretty much, Colts, like I said, JT, he rocked and rolled. Wentz did what he's supposed to do. A manager. Don't lose the game. But the Bills, man, I mean, Allen 209, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions at the crib.
At the crib.
Blown out the crib. I mean, that's a bad loss, big time. Uh, the Colts. What a couple of weeks ago, they had 2 losses talking about the Bills.
Yep.
They were looking, the cream of the crop. Nah, man, you just that's a bad loss. Say 3-2 at home, and their offense have been spotted in the last 3 weeks. So I don't know what the remedy. The problem is this: you have another team in that division who is now ascending to the top
Mm-hmm.
that no one thought would be the best in that division. So now the Bills is at the place they fight for playoff lives now.
Yep. Absolutely.
Definitely.
All right. Next game, you have Baltimore Ravens beat Chicago Bears 16-13.
Without Lamar Jackson today, we had Tyler Huntley, who threw the ball pretty well, 26 of 36, 219 yards. He did throw for an interception, though. No touchdowns. We had Devonta Freeman with 49 yards and a TD. Justin Tucker, 3 of 3 field goals today. Justin Tucker.
Yeah.
For Chicago, we got Andy Dalton, who played, had 11 of 23 for 200 yards and 2 TDs. Justin Fields left with a rib injury early in the game. We have a couple of 100-yard receivers for the day for Chicago, and Marquise Goodman and Darnell Mooney, both with over 100 yards and a TD today. What you think, Netta?
I think Tyler Huntley. I think he did a nice job stepping in, filling that role. First time starter. Uh, I think I think Devontae Freeman. He's showing he still got it. He said, "Y'all ain't gonna drop me like y'all did Le'Veon." You know, he said he gonna keep it. He said he gonna keep that check rolling as long as he can. But on the other end, I think Justin Fields, man. I think it's rough for him right now. They ain't giving him too many looks. A lot of players is banged up. Running backs coming and going. They was down to their third running back at one point. So I think it's gonna be a long season for Justin, man. It's gonna be a real long. y'all think?
This game for me was ugly all the way around. I mean, yeah, Dalton came in and he gave him a little spark or whatever, but this game is ugly. And then it goes to show that Baltimore might need to invest into another backup too. You know what I'm saying? Because Chicago was missing some key defensive players today. They missing Mack and they missing somebody else who starts too. That's the heartbeat of that defense. And he really couldn't pull nothing off today. I mean, he had 219. Yeah, that's cool or whatever. But against this defense, there should have been more points put up. To me, that's my personal opinion. But it was a good win for Baltimore. I mean, I hate to see them win for other reasons, but it was a good win for them.
Uh, Chicago, I'll be ashamed of themselves. Huntley did not look like shit until the fourth quarter when he had to move the ball and did some things. Uh, Chicago 3-7. Even if they had this game, I mean 4-6, it would look good. But also, how we've been talking about it, beginning of the season and during the season, Andy Dalton should be starting anyway. Uh, I like Fields' potential, but even though Andy had 201, I just think you just bring Fields along a little slower than what they did instead of getting him out there and looking clueless and shit. Because this is not the Ravens defense of old. This is everybody knows that they are missing some players and they're not really as good defense as they were. So why not let Dalton, do what he got to do? Because if Dalton would have started, they might have won the damn game because pretty much Huntley wasn't doing nothing. I mean, granted, Freeman 49 and all this stuff, and I mean they run a game is suspect. Lamar, we all know, is the engine who drives that bus. Without him in there, I mean, it was stagnant, and the Ravens still won the game. When are they going to fire Nagy? He got to come
I'm
out.
Hollywood as
He got to
well.
come out of there. He's got to come out. I mean, it's pedestrian. When they hire you, it's about offense anyway. You're not doing anything, man. And they got some. They got Rob. They got some playmakers on that team, but that whole system is fried. And now, I think they go into a buy or something like that. I think they get their buy, and it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap. I wouldn't even bring old boy back, man. I'll just go ahead and take this season and go ahead and let Dalton get smacked in the mouth and whoever else backing it up. That's a horrible loss. But great win for Baltimore. I mean, you to win on the road with your backup quarterback who wasn't spectacular. I mean, yeah, 2-9, but still wasn't like that. Hey, hats off to Baltimore. Hard to win on the road.
Yep. All right, next, Cleveland Browns beat Detroit Lions 13-10.
Tim Boyle for Detroit. Is this first start, I believe?
Yep.
15 of 23, 77 yards, two INTs today. DeAndre Swift was the only positive for Detroit today with 136 yards and a TD. Uh, Baker Mayfield was Baker Mayfield today. 15 of 29, 176. Had a touchdown and two INTs today. Nick Chubb, a bright spot. 130 yards, reception touchdown. Landry, only 26 receiving yards today, but he had a 16-yard rush touchdown today.
Mm-hmm.
Nudda, what you got?
I think this was a backyard football game, man. Cleveland pulled it out, but it was a real sloppy game, man. Detroit, being Detroit, they barely had over 200 all-purpose yards, coming in, 230, 240. I mean, that's horrible. You're a professional team, man. You got at least, I say at least 250, 300 to compete, especially in a playoff game, man. But good game, Cleveland. Y'all made it through. Uh, Good luck on the season.
Uh, Great job, Nick Chubb. Damn good game today, brother. I can't give nobody else no no props on that team. I mean, this game was ugly, and for Cleveland not to be able to really blow them out, that just goes to show you what type of team Cleveland is. You know what I'm saying? So, decent win for you guys, Cleveland. Decent win.
Browns scored no points in the second half at home against Detroit Lions. Yeah, you taking a run. You taking a run 6-5. In the AFC, that's playoff contention, big time. But you, as a franchise, you cannot be pleased. You already know what's going on. Lions 9-1. I mean, this is so much. This is Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
This is Cleveland. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if this was any other team that they played, they'd have lost. Let's just put it that way. But hey, you protect home field. You're 4-2 at home. You still, you got to claw, and that's what they doing. They're clawing and scratching for wins against weak ass teams. So hey, shout out to you, Browns. But real quick, Boyle. I don't even think he started in the college. If he did, it was a couple of starts. He wasn't that good. Dude, that's 77 yards passing.
I think they said something like he had only had like 4 previous passes in his career to date.
We can tell. We can tell. 77 yards on 15 completions? Man, it's horrible. That is horrible. And so my thing is this. Hats off to, like I said, Swift, because for him to get 136 when they know that you got to run the ball, hey, man,
Mm-hmm.
way to go for you. But, boy, oh, man, hey, they just let anybody quarterback.
Yeah.
Way to go, Brian.
Cleveland plays to their competition, though. Good teams, they put up 30, 40 points. The other team put up 30, 40, win by a touchdown.
I don't see them scoring that many. Period.
Nah.
I mean,
Hey, man, they just
if you're gonna ride at 65, go ahead. I'm just saying, like that right there is not gonna get a job done. And then you got to
they
say,
just beat the Bengals 41-16, though.
be who?
You know,
Be
they
who?
just beat the Bengals 2 weeks ago 41-16.
That's a divisional game too.
Yeah.
I was tricky in division.
But I hope I hope that's the only games that got left in the season is divisional. Because otherwise they ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing nothing.
Pittsburgh lost 15-10. Broncos 17-14. Cleveland's a play to your competition team, and you can't do that.
Cleveland is Cleveland Browns. That's all I got to
Absolutely.
say. The Cleveland Browns.
All right, the great Tennessee Titans lose
Lord.
to Houston, Texas, 22-13.
Yeah, that was a big upset, wasn't it? Tyrod Taylor, 14 of 24, 107 yards. He had 2 rushing touchdowns today, which snapped the 8-game losing streak for Houston. Yeah, Desmond King, the defense had 2 interceptions today.
I like King.
Tannehill, 35 of 52, 323 today, a touchdown, 4 INTs, which snaps a 6-game winning streak for the Tennessee Titans. Nudda?
Tyrod played pretty good. Didn't get too many opportunities of throwing it, but they capitalized, scored 22, beat a very good team in Tennessee. Great win, Houston. Hopefully you can bounce back, keep that momentum, at least mess up some seasons, Get y'all a couple more wins on this season. Other than that, good win, Houston.
Tennessee didn't get to Tyrod at all today. Not a sack. I don't think they touched this man. So that's
Nope.
that's
0 for 0.
So Tannehill, like he's Tannehill. I mean, why? I mean, we're not surprised. And then Derrick Henry's not there, so he has to throw the ball. Yeah, he had 323, but 4 interceptions. You understand what I'm saying? He don't have that runner. Adrian Peterson was a great pickup, but he's old. He carried the ball 9 times and had 40 yards. But y'all letting Tannehill throw the ball 52 times. That's not gonna work. That ain't gonna work. But hell of an upset. This was a hell of an upset. Congratulations to Texas. Good win for them. Good win for them.
Yeah.
Tennessee had a total. My bad. Tennessee had a total of 4 pass deflections and 1 QB hit.
Fuck all that. 400
That's horrible.
yards that game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Texas only had 190 for the game. Tannehill, if you and that's the thing about it, you want him to beat you with his arm. We all, I mean, that looks nice, 300 something, but 4 interceptions, bruh. Against a Texas team that I mean, they got some nice little pieces on defense and stuff like that, but they lost a lot. I know it was raining, it was pouring down, all kind of stuff like that, but Texas had a play in it too. This is probably the biggest upsets, bar none. Uh, Tennessee was riding that wave, and now you're 8-3, which is not bad. But you got them Colts that's coming along.
Mm-hmm.
That now, that's the thing. Can the Colts make up? They're 2 games behind the Titans. Great win. I mean, Tyrod Taylor. The numbers didn't look great, but I mean, he's the captain. He's way better than long neck Mills and all
Yeah,
that kind
yeah.
of stuff like that. Uh, but then, as the Titans, you reset it. You remember, we talked about the loss of Henry. What's
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna look like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you seeing what this is gonna look like.
Yeah, you said.
Because if you have to depend on Tannehill to win you the game, that's not gonna happen.
Nope.
So now you have to retool and everything. You always say all day can't win it. Number one, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
30, 40 yards or whatever. But that's a team that's heavily dependent on a running game.
Yep.
Smash mouth running game. They only had, let's see, they had 103 yards rushing, which normally they probably used to 250 or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
something crazy. Tannehill is Tannehill. He's the best receiver in the league. I mean, receiver quarterback in the league. So, hats off to Tannehill. We love Tannehill on the show.
We love Teddy. Yeah.
He
Next,
had more rushes than Houston's passes. Just
we love Teddy.
We love Tannehill. We love
Next
Tannehill.
game, Minnesota Vikings beat Green Bay Packers 34-31.
lunch meat.
Yeah, man, I'm a little hurt by that one. Aaron Rodgers, we had 23 of 33 for 385 and 4 touchdowns. Great game. Um, he had 200-yard receivers again with Valdez Scantling and Devontae Adams. Um, Scantling with 123 yards and a touchdown. Devontae with 115 and 2 touchdowns. Uh, and then the new star, a wide receiver, Jay DeGuara, with a 37-yard touchdown today. It's the first of his career, but I'm sure many more to come with Aaron Rodgers. You know how he just makes guys stars. You know how he does. Anyway, we got Kirk Cousins, 24-35, 341 yards and 3 TDs. Dalvin Cook with 86 yards and a touchdown. We have Justin Jefferson with 169 receiving and 2 touchdowns. We have Adam Thielen with 82 yards and a touchdown today. So it came down to the last minute for it to be done. It was a hell of a game going back and forth, and to be tied there, late into the fourth quarter. Um, we just couldn't, defend there in the last, few minutes. Nudda.
I think I think it was a good offensive game from both sides. Defensively, wasn't too good of a game. Both teams' receivers averaged every last one of them had a catch just about over 20 plus yards. When you're doing that, it's gonna be a 400-yard receiving game. You can't do that, man. I think the Packers scored on like 3 touchdowns over 50, something like that. 2 bombs, one of them. No, I take that back. That was the Vikings. He reached out on the 1 yard line, man. That's bad defense. You shouldn't be running for 60-yard bombs in no football game all day. That's high school.
Hmm.
Good win, Vikings. Beat up on them cheeseheads. Something I like to see.
This was a divisional game, so we knew it was going to be tricky. We said it yesterday. It was going to be a little tricky game or whatever, but it was way closer than I thought it was going to. You know what I'm saying? This was a close game, but Aaron Rodgers and them, they started off slow. You know what I'm saying? Minnesota's at home rocking. You know what I'm saying? So then that boy Jeffrey, well, me, that bad boy dude, he's good. He's really good. And then you had Cook who was rolling, but Aaron Rodgers did what he did. He brought him back, and then Minnesota just luck was on their side today. So this was a good game. This is probably by far the best game today. Oh, well, this was a real good game. But congratulations, Minnesota Vikings. Good win for them.
Yeah, like I always say, man, this Minnesota's defense is suspect regardless. So uh, it was one of those games. The last person with the ball is gonna win, pretty much. Hats off to Minnesota actually completing that with Cousins. We know how Cousins is, but Cousins, he has his good days and definitely have
Yeah,
his bad ones.
yeah.
And this is one of his good ones. And for them to respond after the Packers came back and tied it like that, like boom. Uh, Hats off to the Minnesota Vikings, man. I mean, point blank. They also had Patrick Peterson came back and played, but like Nudda said, man, you just can't be getting up long bombs and all this kind of stuff like that. But they still won.
Yep.
But
We tried to.
yeah. And the thing about it is, this was one of those games, man. If you had any player on your fantasy team for them, you ate because everybody was going to eat. There wasn't no defense in this one. This is back and forth, and then like you said, Minnesota started out fast, but you got to keep that foot on that pedal.
Yeah, you do.
Aaron Rodgers is still going to come back. You know what I'm saying? You got to get knock him out. But good win. And this is one of those losses of the Packers, man. You don't put your head down, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You're still 8-3. You're still winning the division pretty much. Control of that division. And then Minnesota, I don't know if they already played Minnesota before or whatever, but if they do, if they haven't, you come back, you just knock them out of the place, and then that's a wrap. So,
Right.
like I said, nothing to get down on, except you need to look at your defense a little bit harder. But
Right.
hey, good win, Minnesota.
Yep. All right. Miami
They
Dolphins.
got him again on January 2nd.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Miami Dolphins beat the New York Jets 24-17.
Pretty much expected. We have Tua with 27 of 33 today, 273 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. We got Mac Hollins with 72 yards and a TD. Jalen Waddle, which is like, I don't know, he's like on a come up here in these last couple of weeks with 65 reception yards and a 1 yard rush TD today. Their winners are three straight today. Joe Flacco for the Jets, 24-39, 291 yards and 2 touchdowns, his first start of the season. Elijah Moore had 141 receiving yards and a TD today. With Mal Gaskins had 89 rush yards and a receiving touchdown today. None of what you got.
With that one, great win, Miami. But what a good comeback for Joe. That was the most impressive thing for me. And I personally have never been a Joe Flacco fan by any means. But for him to come back, first game back, 291. It's his first game back, right?
Right.
291,
Yeah, it's
Right.
first
two
game
touchdowns.
start of the season. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great game. And like you hinted on, Juice been balling, man. He's that them injuries sometimes is what it takes to get you that opportunity, and you got to capitalize. That's what he's been doing. Been playing good football.
Yep. Congratulations to Miami. Good win. Beating a horrible team, Jets. I never liked Joe Flacco, like you said, Nudda. I mean, Joe Flacco stole money. You know what I'm saying? When he was with Baltimore. And the only reason why we talking about it, Joe Flacco, because he got a Super Bowl ring that the defense won. You know what I'm saying? So he got a job. Congratulations to you. But I picked Miami to win this game. They just played a horrible Jets team. I mean, Tua Lalua, that his name is. He had a decent game, 33-27, 273, two touchdowns. That's good for him. That's good for him or whatever. Congratulations to him, but good win, Miami. Good win, Miami to beat the Jets.
Yeah. Solid win. Any road win is good to me. So
Yeah.
take that because if you lost that, then the whole franchise been crying and all this kind of stuff. And oh my gosh, we got to fire Flores and all this kind of stuff. But like y'all guys said, Tua, hey man, 273, two TDs, one interception. That's good. But I am impressed with Flacco with the 291, two TDs. Carter, Moore. Hey, you didn't get blown out. It was
Right.
competitive, you know what I'm saying? This kind of stuff like that. But really, if you're the Jets, especially a Jets fan, you thinking they gotta have this.
They
Miami don't
got
screw you, that kind of stuff
right.
like that. So hey, Miami kept their head down, got the win. Neither one of these teams is gonna do anything anyway. Neither one of these teams is battling for spots in the draft.
Yeah.
So it ain't even no need to waste no breath on that
Right.
one. Somebody's gonna get the fifth pick, the other one's gonna get the seventh pick. It is what it is.
You right about that one. All right. Philadelphia Eagles beat New Orleans Saints 40-29.
Yeah, this major game. Let me see. Trevor Simeon for New Orleans. We have 22 of 40, 214 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. He did have a rush TD today and 69 rush yards total. Um, this is their third straight loss since Winston went down. We got Jalen Hurts, 13 of 24, 147 yards, 3 rush TDs today. Um, Darius Slay with an interception return for a touchdown. 242 total rush yards for Philadelphia today. 175 plus in the last 4. Nudda, what you got?
To hint on what you said, man, Jalen Hurts, he had total 216 all purpose, man. Had 3 rushing touchdowns. First time in Eagles history, rushing 3 rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. That's a great performance. And they weren't just if y'all watched, it wasn't just no little 3 yard walk ins. He was doing some nice little dance moves out there. But, you know, I think the biggest part to that win was Kevin Hart. I don't know if y'all saw the pregame and everything, but Kevin Hart was at the game, man. I feel like he gave the Eagles a nice little momentum going into the game. They ended up taking it out, came out hard, punched them straight in their mouth, and never looked back.
Um, Camaro didn't play for New Orleans today. Um, that hurts because that's of course rushing and he's catching out the backfield and stuff like that, whatever. So you don't have that piece that hurts or whatever. Mark Ingram, we all know he's longer than 2 for whatever, 16 carries, 88 yards. That's cool. That's decent for him. You know what I'm saying? Then you go over here to Philadelphia. I think all this rushing that Jalen Hurts is doing is too much for him. You understand what I'm saying? Because he could possibly get hurt out there. Because some of them runs he did, he lowered that shoulder as if he wanted that contact. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? You go against one of these big uh, safeties or somebody really put the boom on him. You know what I'm saying? Then everybody gonna be like, why did he didn't slide? But we all think it's cool for him to lower his shoulder right now. No, he have to slide. If he's the franchise quarterback, he need to protect himself. 3 rushing touchdowns today was cool or whatever, but he only had 147 yards throwing, no touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? You at least want your quarterback. So you know what I'm saying, chucking it a little bit in the air and making some touchdowns, but they got the win, got the job done. Defense stepped up, did what they did. Good win.
Yeah, it was good. Hey, it was a solid win at home. The Saints, like you said, I missed on quite a few people, but they put 40 points on their defense.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I don't know too many people was out on their defense, but they controlled it. They hit them in their mouth. But the Saints is not the Saints. It's a shell of what they were 3 games ago or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Because even when they did have Jameis, they were still kind of teetering. They was
Yeah.
winning, but they were still teetering. Now you got Simeon that Denver didn't want. Has anybody seen Talcum Powder? I mean, what?
I don't know.
I mean, still my mind is still blown.
He's a Wildcat back.
I think he scored last week.
18 million. 18 million.
I think he scored last week.
That's a serious issue right there. That is horrible. Kamara didn't play like you said. My man, the best tight end in the world, ain't playing this year. Michael Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of stuff like that. But solid win. You just keep stacking. If you're the Eagles, you keep stacking, whatever you got to do. The Saints, I saw a rumor. They said that they are interested in getting Deshaun Watson.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
You might be gonna make that move, baby. Go on and get it. I mean, even if he ain't gonna play the better, say, go on and make that move, man. Unless he get jail time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Other than that, you ain't got nothing else to lose.
You don't.
Simeon's not in.
You don't.
I mean, you know, y'all done lost. Well, they done lost 3 in a row. Is that what it is? Something like that.
Something like that.
Like that. I mean, they was clearly doing their thing, man. But now it's going to shit. It's going to hell. So, good win, Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yes, sir. Washington football team beat Carolina Panthers 27-21.
That was a pretty good game too. We got the return of Cam Newton to the starting lineup. We got 21 of 27 for 189 yards, 2 TDs. He had 46 rushing yards and a touchdown today too. Also, McCaffrey 59 yards rushing, 60 yards reception, and a receiving touchdown. Newton's ninth straight loss with Panthers dating back to 2018. Tyler Heineke with 16 of 22, 206 and 3 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin, 103 yards.
Yo, time out real quick. Did you say this is their 9th straight loss with him?
Yes.
Damn, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
ninth straight loss with Panthers dating back to 2018.
Starting quarterback as a starting quarterback.
Right.
Because they just won last week, didn't they?
No.
Yeah, but he didn't start.
He didn't start though.
He didn't start. Yeah,
he didn't
Yeah,
start.
He didn't start. They did win.
Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He won the Panthers.
Yeah, the
but
Panthers
not as a
won,
starting
but he wasn't
quarterback.
starting quarterback.
Not as a starting quarterback. Right. We had Washington had 190 rush yards total today, which is pretty good on the ground with those guys. So that's all I had. Nudda, what you got?
Shit.
Man,
That's a hell of a...
I don't know what it is about Cam, man. He's good. He got it. He's just sometimes he be making some controversial decisions, man. Going 21 to 27. I think he was sacked 3 times. Those 3 sacks was very crucial. I think they were all like 3rd down. One was at the very end of the game. You know, I mean, it's costly, man. You know. Oh no, he was sacked once. It was at the very end of the game. My bad. But you know, other than that, Washington just played a little bit better that day. You know, but Cam, man, your time's still there. You need to just capitalize a little bit better, man.
Hey, if y'all thought Robert Rivera was gonna let Cam Newton beat him today, y'all tripping. Rob said, "I'm not letting this guy beat me. I don't care what."
They want to jack each other up.
He run in the middle of the field doing the Superman and all that because he scored. Cam Newton, play football, baby. Play football. You back at home. Yeah, I mean, I get it. You hired your first time, been back in that crowd in forever. You know what I'm saying? Play football, dude. Play football. It's what you're getting paid to do, man. You let Washington beat you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's his name? Hackins? 203 touchdowns.
Hinsky.
This is, I mean, jeez Louise. That did look. McCaffrey really wasn't. I mean, he has 7 receptions for 60 yards, 10 carries for 59. That's not him. You know what I'm saying? He might still be a little banged up, but hell, when you got Cam Newton carrying the ball just as much as your starting running back, that ain't good neither. But it's a good win for Washington football team, but I just need Cam to play football.
I got a lot of picks wrong yesterday, but I got this one right. I'm not a Cam believer. Not at all. Granted, Washington, they have been scoring a lot of points lately, even though with Hinsky and all this kind of stuff like that. Panthers, ever since they started pulling the trigger, trying to make all these deals with all these defenders and stuff, it has backfired against them. They 5-6. Washington, great win. Great great win, Roland. Great win, man. I mean, you lost your best defender last week. Chase Young is out for the season,
Right.
and you still was able to do what you had to do, man. Hey, 4-6, man. Tell you what, that's an impressive win on the road, man, for them to go ahead and do that.
Right.
So hats off to the football team, watching the football team. Uh, Cam and them just gonna have to learn how to just mesh that together. We know that McCaffrey does his thing, all purpose and everything else, but I'm gonna need more and all these other receivers to be the leading
Right.
yards getters
Mm-hmm.
than McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he has some weapons. And then the coach also said they was gonna use him to run him a lot too, talking about Cam, and I don't think that's the answer though. Let McCaffrey do his thing.
Right.
When he's on the goal line, that's okay. Cam do all this kind of stuff because you already know he's gonna take some shots. And that's what kind of got him out of the thing anyway. Besides, Mr. Flamboyant.
Right.
It is what it is.
49ers beat the Jaguars 30-10.
Ugh. I don't know what to say about Jacksonville, man. I mean, they just have nothing going for them. I have Jimmy Garoppolo today with 16 of 22, 176 and 2 touchdowns. I have Debo with 79 rushing yards today and a touchdown. Brandon Ayuk with 85 reception yards and a TD. George Kittle, 34 reception yards and a touchdown. Jacksonville is nothing really to talk about, man. We got Trevor Lawrence at 16 to 25, 158 yards. At least he didn't throw any interceptions or anything, but no TDs thrown. We have James Robinson today with the only touchdown of the day, and he only ran for 29 yards today. So that's pretty much all I got for this one. Not what you got.
Man, honestly, this game looks a lot different on paper than it did on the field. Jacksonville, them 2 fumbles was very costly.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, they didn't play a bad game. They didn't have nowhere near as much rushing. They couldn't stop San Fran on the ground. But other than that, man, passing wise, they stayed in the game. You know, rushing wise, they did pretty decent. I mean, they don't really have no running back, like you said. They just got James. Him and Trevor rushed for a combined 54 yards. That ain't gonna cut it. But other than that, man, San Fran just capitalized on their opportunities. They didn't have them 2 costly fumbles, like I said. Jacksonville had. Jacksonville just need to put up some points. They actually aren't that bad. Their defense is pretty decent.
Well, I'm going to say this. 49ers, y'all did what y'all supposed to do. Y'all supposed to go in there and beat up on a beat-up Jaguars team, who's pretty much what they got the first round pick.
Nah, that's Detroit.
Detroit, they still ain't
It's Detroit.
But they the second.
That's,
They get the second pick. They probably pick another quarterback. Who knows? But the 49ers, it was good to go on the road, get this win. Good win for them because it's really, 49ers, great good win. You know what I'm saying?
They did what they were supposed to do. 30-10. And like Miller said, fumbles and stuff like that. They 4-1 away, so they might as well play all the games away because at home apparently they have a problem winning at home. Talking about San Fran, but go down there, Jacksonville. Hopefully it's a little bit sunny for them and all this kind of stuff. Took care of that business. Yeah, it's nothing you can say, man. With this, I mean, they won the game. Hey, good, way to go. Hey,
Right.
If you lost it, you're in trouble. So hey, way to take care of business. Hashtag LTDB. Ain't got no superlatives for them.
Right. Cincinnati beat Las Vegas Raiders 32-13.
Yeah, this is a big defensive game. Joe Burrow was only 20 of 29 for 148 yards today and a touchdown. Joe Mixon, 123 yards and 2 TDs today. Jamar Chase, 32 yards receptions and a touchdown. We had Evan McPherson with 4 field goals today. Derek Carr, 19 of 27, 215, a touchdown, and interception. We got Darren Waller for 116 reception yards. That's pretty much it for Las Vegas. Like I said, this is more of a defensive game than anything. Cincinnati played a hell of a game. I mean, as far as defensively, I know they're, like I said, Joe Burrow did shit today. I don't know what the hell's going on with my guy. Uh, I got him on my fantasy team this week, and get my ass whooped. Nudda, what's up?
Joe Burrow would do a whole, huh?
Yeah, man.
But like you said, it was somewhat of a defensive game, man. Las Vegas, they couldn't get it down on the ground, man. They tried they whole entire offense running the ball, and nobody rushed with more than 20 yards on the carry. But Joe Mixon, he balled out, man. Two 123, 2 touchdowns. That's pretty good for a running back, man. A lot of people don't understand how much that changes the game. When your quarterback got the opportunity to, I mean, he had 9 incompletions, but 148, and that was possibly a pretty decent comfortability rate. He probably didn't have too much pressure coming on him. They had 3 sacks, but you know, what's that? 280, 290 total. That ain't bad. Good win, Cincinnati. Las Vegas ain't looking too hot. They started out strong, but downhill since.
Well,
I guess this is a decent win for y'all, Cincinnati. I didn't want to see y'all do this, but whatever, guys. Great win. Uh, I want to say this, Deshaun Jackson. I really need to know how you really feel right now. You left the realm to come here, and then you get the ball thrown your way. You rushed the ball. You had 1 carry for 4 yards. Is the situation you wanted to be in? I'm gonna leave Matt Stafford to go over with Derek David, whatever the card. He's a card. He's one of them. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But Las Vegas, I mean, they lost Vegas. Like we all said, they lost the coach. Their organization's trying to figure out all type of other stuff they need to fix it. And you know what I'm saying? But it was a good win for Cincinnati. I don't know what's going on with Mr. Joey because Joey's rocking early in the season. But hey, good win. It's a good win for them. Good win.
yeah, it's Gruden gone, man. That's all I gotta say. Gruden's gone. The head interim sounds nice when you got a team, coach that's somebody we like this coach. We want him. He's the interim and all that. But you got to be able to make those calls, plays.
Mm-hmm.
The offense ran through Gruden anyway.
Right.
But Burrow, sorry that he cost you a lot of points, Antwan. But once you got a running game like this, though, feed the studs, and that's what he did.
Right.
Mixing 30 carries is a lot of carries.
Yeah.
But he was productive. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? He did what he had to do. And, how many Jacobs, he's 9 for 37. They only got a couple of Jacobs and Waller.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? They don't got a whole bunch, and like you said, Jackson, that's just, everybody knew he was going with the Raiders. I mean, shit. Where else you going to go, bro? Nobody wants you anymore like that. So great win for the Bengals on the road. I had them, and I kind of saw that coming because until the Raiders figure out their identity, they in trouble, man. They in trouble, like, for real. And then, like, after a couple of weeks, they're gonna start just quitting.
Yeah. Much.
Like that. So, Bengals road win, great win. You're in the thick of it in your division, so hey, they got to keep up. They got to keep up with the Jones. So, and they did that, and the Raiders gave that opportunity for them. So, hey, way to go, Bengals.
Right. All right, Kansas City Chiefs beat the Cowboys 19-9.
I got this.
Go ahead, bro.
Right off the bat, total domination on the side of the ball, defensive line and offensive line, mainly their defensive line. Tyron Smith didn't play. They also moved and had another starter in their guard, but still dominated that whole thing. Uh, didn't have Cooper, so that was so smart of Spagnuolo to go ahead and just, hey, we gonna be man to man. We're gonna press you. You're gonna have to get open. Do what you gotta do. Let's see if Kellen Moore is really what they say it is, because otherwise you're gonna have to create some space.
Yeah.
Didn't do that. Also had like 4 drops. Dak was on the attack at like 5 or 6 sacks. Running game was unexistent, non-existent, anything like that. So it was total domination of Kansas City. This was the best I done seen them defensive wise, but Dallas was in a hole. So you know what I'm saying? I had to win that Chiefs. You did what you had to do. CD down got knocked out as far as hitting his head on the turf. So you talking about down 2 receivers. But hey, this is the league. You supposed to be a creative dude. Let me see you do your thing. You didn't do that. Now on the offense, as far as the Chiefs, if you told me the Cowboys only scored 9, I'm thinking the Chiefs probably won 40 something to 9. Uh, so Cowboys had some turnovers, had some created some turnovers, had some sacks. Parsons a beast. I don't like him at the end because it takes him away from him in the middle. Do what he got to do because you can always blitz a linebacker. But that boy's legit. I will say this though, I come around and impressed with that because, like I said, Chiefs offense at the crib, even though they that was Raiders last week. Everything looked good. So 19 points only giving up where to go for Dallas on that. But you got to go back to the lab. You got to see what's going on. How many people you got hurt, injured, and things like that. But Chiefs, now the scary thing with the Chiefs is this. There's no dominant teams in the AFC. You do not want to have to go play at the Arrowhead in the playoffs. Somebody's got to step up and knock them off. Bills was looking like they was that team. Titans, you know what I'm saying, as far as 8-3, but hell, you ain't got a running back no more. I have a strange feeling that I'm thinking that the Chiefs may come away with that #1 seed again, bro.
Possibility.
And that's not going to be good for the AFC.
That's a strong possibility.
Go ahead, Twan.
We got Dak Prescott today at 28 and 43, 216 yards, 2 INTs. Patrick Mahomes, 23 of 37, 260 yards and an INT. Neither one of these guys threw for touchdown today. We got Zerline for 3 field goals today, which accounts for, pretty much all of Dallas's offense today. We got Edwards Hilaire with 63 yards, a touchdown, and Travis Kelce, 74 reception yards and rush TD today. Nudda.
Man, horrible game, Dak. I know you was missing your key components. One of them ended up going out in the midst of the game, but 10 QBR is horrible. 28 of 43, 2 interceptions, 5 sacks. Like, yo, help me. But y'all backs, they did 82 yards. Y'all had a total of what, 270 on the ground and in the air, all purpose. That ain't gonna do nothing when the team against you storm for 240. I know they ain't capitalized on too much. They only had 19 points, but I mean, shoot, 240. You kick a field goal every time down. That's all you need, really. When the other team ain't capitalizing, they had 3 field goals, a couple interceptions, turnovers, and stuff like that. They just couldn't capitalize. So, great win, Chiefs, but it was very sloppy, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you said it right because Dallas just couldn't capitalize on the things that they should have. Like when Dallas got them 3 and out or whatever, even with the fumble that they recovered and stuff like that, you would have thought Dallas would have put them points up. If they put them points up, now we're talking about a different ballgame. You understand what I'm saying? Because Chiefs really, when you look at it, they really didn't dominate. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's 19-9, they really didn't dominate. Dallas defense did what they were supposed to do, even though, like I said, it's 19 points, but that's field goals and the first half points that they got. Because they only scored 3 points in the second half. Now, if Dallas can
Three
capitalize on a
hundred,
lot of stuff, this is a different game. But today just wasn't Dallas's day. Kansas City pulled off a nice win, like Bruh said. If Kansas City get rolling, the ALC's in trouble. They in trouble.
300, 386 total yards from Kansas City, man. Two rushing touchdowns and one, two, three. What is that? Three, four receivers over 25 yards. You know, that was a great, you know, offensive performance. Just wasn't capitalizing. They did just a little bit better, having two rushing touchdowns. But as far as in the air, you got to at least finish the game with a receiving touchdown. You know, you can't have 260 and you don't reach that goal line at least once. That's,
Well, e- even though you win, you got to take that. You know what I'm saying? But that performance, offensive wise, for them, is not going to win no road games. So they're gonna have to really wrap it up their damn
Mhm.
self. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what their schedule is. I hope it should be hard since they, you know, it's a good team last year and all this kind of stuff like that. But you know, it's a lot of division games. You got your Broncos, you got the Raiders, you got the Chargers, Steelers come to town, Bengals and Broncos. I mean, they may not lose another game, or they may lose one game, and then there you go. They sitting at the top of the hill
Yeah,
again.
he was right.
At the
He was
Arrowhead,
right.
man. That's just the way it is. That's the way it is.
Right. Arizona Cardinals beat the Seahawks 23-13.
I have Colt McCoy, 35 of 44, 328, two touchdowns in replace of Kyler Murray today. We got Zach Ertz with 88 yards, two TDs. John Connor, 62 yards and a touchdown today. Seattle, on the other hand, the only thing I have for them is Russell Wilson's stats. You know, the 14 to 26 and 207. I mean, there's really wasn't much else to that. Nudda.
to piggyback on what you said about Colt, you said in replace of Kyler Murray, he was actually in replace of himself because he was listed doubtful / out for today's game with a shoulder injury. Coming
Mm.
out with a shoulder injury, they don't expect you to even start the game. He threw for 328, two touchdowns, great performance. Ain't too much you can say about that. And this is a guy that nobody's giving a starting spot to because of his performances at other places. As a great performance, man. Ain't too much you can say about that.
It was a good win for the Cardinals or whatever, especially with a backup quarterback. So Kyler Murray, hopefully he's getting his rest up or whatever to come back to play or whatever because they're gonna need him down the stretch or whatever, especially if they want that number one seed. Because that number one seed is everything now because you're the only one who has a bad week. You can sit down, you know what I'm saying, get your game plan together, who you're gonna play. But Seattle, I mean, this is a down year for them. We just going this is a down year. They ain't no more fight for them to try to make no playoffs or any of that because it's just over. And Russell Wilson, he's it's just I don't know. Is that thumb still hurting him? I mean that what's the finger? You know what I'm saying? Like and then when you see DK Metcalf, I'm actually looking at him. It don't look like he's out there. You know what I'm saying? He's hand fighting with too many defenders all the time. You know what I'm saying? He's getting upset real easy now. He wasn't doing that at first. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Seattle just need to check itself. But it's a good win for Arizona or whatever. But now next offseason we'll be hearing about Wilson won out again.
Right. Look, great win, Cardinals. Beat
Mhm.
Seattle at their place, which is even though they're only 1-4, it's still kind of
Mm-hmm.
a difficult task. Colt McCoy, he's 2-1 because you remember last week he sucked. So he owed the franchise that one.
He owed him that one.
Hell yeah, he was horrible last week, bro. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So he bounced back. That was good. So actually, when you're doing that, you're 2-1. You're actually letting them to say, okay, Cal, you're still not ready. Colt is doing his thing. I mean, they done stole two games.
Right.
without their starting quarterbacks. You know what I'm
Without him.
saying? So they 9-2, number one seed pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they like, yeah, we're good. You know.
That's true.
So you can sit out another week if need. You know, like they're
Yeah.
not pressing. They don't have to press for him. If these cats was 0-3 by he started, oh then they'd already had him back in there.
Right.
You know, all that running around, they just have to tamper that down. But
Yeah.
hey, you talking about 9-2 instead of 7-4.
Mm-hmm.
Looks way different. Give that boy some time to rest. Cole did his thing. Uh, I love Zach Ertz, man. I loved him when he was at Philly, man. Dude is legit.
Yes,
He was before Kelsey and him. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So hey, dude is lovely.
Yes, he is.
And he's fitting right with that because they got a lot of the Hopkins didn't play.
Hopkins didn't play.
He didn't play. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you don't know what kind of green you're getting. I don't know if he played. And if he did play, is he retiring?
Right.
You know that kind of stuff. But you Rondell Moore ball today.
Mm-hmm.
You know they got some tools, Connaughton and stuff like that. So they just allow this man to sit there and rest while they still dominate and win, man. They 6-0 away from the home, man.
Oh, that's crazy.
6-0. So when they come to town, you better bring it.
Right.
And like you said, Seahawks is the finished thing for them. We will be going back to that Russell Wilson one now. We know that it is what it is, man.
Right.
It is what it is, and who's leaving first? Is it going to be him or the head coach?
Good question.
It's coming.
Chime in that Kyler Murray. I actually got him on my fantasy team. He was eligible to play today, but that was a game time decision on that ankle. They said they're gonna go ahead and sit him. More than likely, he'll be back against. I think it's Las Vegas next week.
No, we got
that game.
They got Chicago next week. They might not even.
Chicago next week. If it's not Chicago, they're gonna bring him back to LA game. So they said more than likely at the latest week 13.
Yeah, they can afford to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, make 300. You ain't got to rush or nothing like that. So that's
You ain't skipping the beat.
right. We winning. You know what I'm saying? We only lost one game, so we're good.
Right.
We're fine.
Right. All right. Right now, you got Pittsburgh and LA Chargers on. Chargers is up 7-3. End of the first quarter.
I don't know, man. I'm going with the Chargers in this one, man. It's gonna, these guys are pretty even, as far as record wise, but I'm gonna roll with the Chargers in this game. Nudda?
Honestly, I got more Chargers on my fantasy team, so no hate against Pittsburgh, but I'm rocking with the Chargers tonight. And hopefully we win tomorrow, and I can come back on and talk some shit next week.
We're gonna preview that game. Hold on, we'll preview that game real quick.
We got a lot of key defensive players out tonight, but that don't mean I'm going to go against my boys. That don't mean anything to me. No. Of course, I got my boys still winning, but it's going to be a rough one. We got to stop Eckler. We don't stop Eckler, this game going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night for Pitt because TJ's not playing. Then you got our safety who's not playing. And our other corner ain't playing. So it's going to be rough if that boy can really pick us apart and take advantage of them, our second string in the game. But it's going to be rough. But I still got my dogs winning.
Woo! To me, in order for the Steelers to win, they have to go back to smash mouth football so they eat up the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Harris has to be a key role. Harris got to get about 130 yards, between 110 and 130 yards on the ground. The reception. I mean, because you still got your receiver. You got Big Ben back and that kind of stuff. But basically, you're going to take the ball out of Herbert's hand. Mm-hmm. You got to take the ball. Otherwise, this dude, he going to, if you got that many people out, the best pass rusher in the league, you got one of the best safeties in the league, you got a starting corner out, that's a lot of people to replace. Mm-hmm. So you got to really shorten the game.
Right.
You don't want to get in no kind of shootout. You don't want to do all that kind of stuff like that. You want to just go ahead and milk that clock, score when the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Big Ben can still swing at stuff like that. If they try to go up and down, I think that's going to be wrong. But also, this is going to define the Chargers. If the Chargers can't win this, then they in trouble. Because you already got Kansas City winning. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So now you got to keep up pace with them.
Right.
If they don't do that, that's a wrap. Over with. You know, we'll see. We'll see.
Monday Night Football. The Giants got to travel to Tampa Bay.
That's Tampa Bay easy. You know, I mean, there's really not much else to say about that. You know what I mean? Tom Brady on his worst day could, you know what I mean, put us out there with him. You know what I mean? I think we could whoop the Giants.
Damn. Oh,
Yeah, man.
no, go ahead, man. Talk about. Go ahead, man.
No, that's pretty much it, man. I don't think the Giants really have much, you know, of a chance in this game.
Yeah, we heard you. We're passing it on.
Um, are you talking about? Is that coming from the Packers fan that just lost to Washington football team?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Worst thing
my
could
bad.
have happened,
I thought I heard something. But I'm rocking with New York tomorrow. You know, it's always New York till I die, man. But
Oh,
I
damn.
think
How you get
honestly,
caught up in that?
we got their number. Uh, but we don't mess around with rats because we ain't cheese. You know, we ain't cheesy over here. We G men. We men. You know, we men. But anyway, like I was saying, us Giants gonna pull out this win against Brady tomorrow. We got Brady's number, man. So I think we're gonna go ahead and pull it out. And plus, Brady ain't been playing at his best. You know, he gonna come out. I feel like he gonna come out with a point to prove, just because of the way that he's played over the last couple of weeks. I feel like he's gonna come out very, very, very aggressive, and it's gonna cause him to. It's gonna bite him in the butt. He's gonna throw a couple. I feel like he's gonna throw a pick or two early, maybe in the first half, maybe two in the first half, and that's gonna set the tone. Our team's gonna feed off of Jabril. I feel Jabril's gonna give a positive that aura, have us out there amped up, give us a second row win, and we're gonna take it home.
I'm gonna have to go with Tampa Bay with this one because I can't see Tom Brady losing 3 in a row. I don't see him losing 3 because Monday Night Football, bright lights. Is Daniel playing? Daniel Jones playing?
I think so.
Close your eyes.
He said,
What he say?
close
So they
that.
might get Saquon back this week.
Yeah, Saquon. But honestly, I think we should do the same thing, but not with the same purpose as what Arizona's doing. I say season's been taking this course already. Bringing Saquon back today ain't gonna say, "Hey, yeah, y'all making it to the playoffs." You know, I feel like bring him back in, working back in, let him get his opportunity. They bring him back out there tonight, man. Tampa Bay, you got Brady. Brady, he an extra coach. They gonna key in on Barkley if they put him out there.
Yeah. I think 11 points is a lot. I think that the Bucks will win, but I don't know if it's 11. But the crazy thing is, if Brady is on, it could be 20. It could be 30. You know, whatever. That's another game. You know, another team. You know, if you're the Giants, you're gonna have to slow walk there. You don't want to get in no shootout with them. You know, and the other thing about it is, do you have enough weapons to get in a shootout with them?
Right.
You gotta hope that the Brady's still rusty. You know, so whatever he's going through, you gotta hope it's still like that. You gotta make them a one dimension. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make them run the ball and all this kind of stuff like that. Because if he move him off the spot, if you move him off the spot just like any other quarterback, he's not the same like that.
Right.
But I'm with you on this. I can't remember last time he lost 3 in a row.
Yes.
I can't remember that. I don't know. I mean, I think the Bucks will win, but I don't think. Like I said, I'm a betting man. I got the Giants in the points. It is what it is.
Right.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us again. Another banger.
Yes, sir.
Good luck to the Steelers and good luck to the G men. All that good stuff.
Yes.
Ooh,
All right,
take
guys.
it easy.
Y'all be
Holla at
good.
y'all.
All right, fellas. Peace.
It's 8 p.m. Let's get it. Mark and Will, yeah. Mark and Will, yeah. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know.